All right, want to take a shot at my first toy review. This is the McFarlane Sub-Zero. I bought this figure through Amazon. It was for $19.99. After tax for me, it was about $21.19. This is a 7-inch figure. I usually do not collect 7-inch figures, but it was a Mortal Kombat figure, and it was done by McFarlane, who just got the licensing for the DC figures, which he should come out with, I guess, next year. So I wanted to kind of see what he could be doing with these figures. So this figure is really good for its price point. It is a 7-inch figure. I do not usually collect 7-inch figures. That Ryu Hayabusa is one of my few of my only 7-inch figures, as you can see over there. And I like ninjas, so I bought this anyways. So you can see that the details are very good in the sculpt. There are separate sculptings for some of the clothing, in which they just kind of threw it on top. I don't believe it comes off, but the details on the sculpt are really good. So for the price point, this is really an excellent figure. Now, as you can see on the box over here, it claims to have 22 moving parts. Not exactly sure which all those parts are, but I guess we can go through. So you have the head here. You can twist, and you can see it comes off very easily, just like that. You can see there's a little ball hinge right there. With the head, this thing comes off, but I had to probably heat it up more in order to get it off. You can see it can swivel around like that a lot. Now, if it wasn't for the sculpt of this little hood and the way that this was grooved in here, probably would work a lot better. But because it's sculpted that way, as you turn the head ends up popping off very easily. So you're kind of limited in how far you can turn this guy's head, which is one problem. There does seem to be some sort of butterfly joint here in the shoulder, and ball and socket shoulder joint. There's a little bicep swivel there, double hinge elbow, and a ball and socket wrist joint. You can see the hip twists and turns there. There's very little forward flexion. You can get the rear flexion a little bit, and you can get it to tilt side to side pretty well. Now the hips are excellent. It's a kind of an ugly joint, but it's covered well with his clothing here. But you can technically get them to 180 splits. And it can move forward about that much and back that much. So you have really good hip articulation. The knees are double jointed, so you can see that. I think it can almost kick his butt if I can. His joints are a little tough, so probably have to heat this up a little bit more. I did heat this up earlier, just so that I wouldn't make his joints too loose if I were just to force it. But pretty good articulation. Obviously the sculpt kind of blocks it. You can see the ankle is on a ball socket as well, and there's a toe hinge. So this guy has really good articulation. Now with the cons of the figure, I already talked about the head coming off way too easily. But, not that big a deal. The other con that I had was the legs are just way long. So the anatomy just doesn't look right. Now, not that big of a deal if you actually squat him down a little bit, as I had him in the beginning of the video. So then it's not as noticeable. So it looks pretty good when you have his legs bent a little bit. And you can see he stands pretty well. If you do have problems with him standing, it does come with a stand right there. He did remind me in terms of his legs about how Ryu Hayabusa has these really long legs. But again, for the price point, this figure is pretty awesome. Another thing that people complain about is that these weapons that are sculpted here, they don't come out. You know, it would be nice, but you know, for this price point, you know, it's probably too much for them to make these all come out. That'd just be a little bit extra money. The other thing is he only comes with these set of hands for gripping to hold his weapons, and you'll see people complain about him not having extra hands for stylized like fists or throwing star hands. This Ryu Hayabusa for Ninja Gaiden, he came with several hands, and when I bought him back in 2008, I got him actually maybe a year later, and I got him on sale, but his price point was much less, and he came with a lot more. But the articulation on this new figure for Sub-Zero is definitely better, and it makes me very hopeful for the DC line that McFarlane is going to be having in the near future. So I hope this helps for you all that were interested in this character. The Scorpion figure is also an Amazon exclusive figure that will be coming out in the near future, hopefully. Actually, I'm not sure if it's an Amazon exclusive, but I did buy these toys on Amazon. Again, even the Scorpion figure I purchased for $19.99. Again, $21.19 for me after tax. All right, have a good day.